This is the MeteoMark Weather Show, weather told through the eyes of Mark here at MeteoMark. Let's take a look at some viewer sent in photos. Lenny Mandola from Roseland, New Jersey. A very nice picturesque sunrise photo. Don't get too many sunrise photos, but it's nice to see one when they're sent in. Thank you, Lenny, for sending that in. Had a lot of very nice sunrises and sunsets across the northeastern portion and the whole eastern portion of the United States for that matter. So thank you, Lenny, for sending that in. Very nice. We head on down to northeast Texas, Linden, Texas, where Lucas Diaz. Take a look at some of these foliage photos. Very nice, almost dreamlike across northeast Texas. Weather's been pretty decent across much of the eastern third or two-thirds of the country for that matter. And if we take a look here, we got a nice moon. It's been getting some nice moon pictures here, and especially with those clear nights. And the last photo here is a nice sunset. Take a look at this nice sunset, Linden, Texas sunset. So we begin our viewer photos of the day with the sunrise and end with the sunset. Thank you, Lenny and Lucas, for sending those photos in. Let's take a look at the tropics here. If we take a look at the tropics, we got a very interesting scenario setting up. Yesterday I had said that the high pressure system was going to build further westward and steer this Invest 97 system into the Bay of Campeche. But, however, it looks as though the models are now grasping that this high pressure system is going to build more southeast rather than southwest. So this should allow the system to bend more towards the north and eventually the north-northeast. So we're going to continue to watch for that. That puts the areas of the north central Gulf Coast here under the cone of uncertainty. Areas from Texas to Florida should be watching this system very closely. However, I want to make note that the most prominent area within the cone is from New Orleans over to Panama City, Florida. So if you live in those areas, I would be watching this system very closely. Now, luckily, the intensity forecast models, if this system were to become a named storm, which if it were, would become named Karen, it doesn't bring it to hurricane status, which is good. However, tropical storms can still do a lot of damage, and especially with their torrential downpours and flooding. So we'll continue to watch for that. Now the concern is a lot of my viewers live in the Appalachians points northward towards the northeastern portion of the United States. And I'm bringing this storm up for a reason. The models bring this system slowly, very painfully slowly, up the spine of the Appalachians starting later this weekend into early next week. Now it has it interacting with a trough of low pressure, which I'm going to show you here. But let's expand that map. That cone of uncertainty comes further north here, all the way up the spine of the Appalachians towards Pennsylvania, New York, and western New England. Now, of course, this system, if it were to become a tropical storm, would not be a named storm at this point, but it would be a torrential rain producer. Luckily, a lot of areas here across the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast are reporting rainfall deficits for the summer. So it looks as though we could really take on a good amount of rain. However, if we get a system that stalls for days, that could be quite a problem across the area. So we'll continue to watch that. We have plenty of time to watch this system. The models have really converged on a situation if this were to become a named storm. And we're going to continue to watch that. It's looking a lot better organized here. And take a look at the pattern, the upper level pattern here. And you see the trough digging across the eastern portion of the United States. We're going to have a very robust low pressure system form across the upper Great Lakes, almost similar to a winter style system, and that will drag the westerlies at the base of this trough, allowing this system to move up the spine of the Appalachians. So we'll watch for that here at MeteoMark. I think the models have really conglomerated on a solution, and we're going to continue to watch for that. Now, that's pretty much it for the tropics. We do have Tropical Storm Jerry out here in the Atlantic, and it will continue to start to bend towards the northeast. If you notice, it starts to go in the direction of the Azores. Now we have 5 to 7 days to watch that. So if it were, it doesn't look like it's going to become a hurricane. However, it could cause some high surf and some scattered showers and some southeasterly winds for the Azore island chain within a week. that's pretty much going to do it here for MeteoMark. I'm just doing a tropical update today. I will resume regular forecast tomorrow. If you'd like to see the big picture forecast for the stateside, visit yesterday's video that I did. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 5-day outlook for the Susquehanna region of New York and the Susquehanna region of Northeast Pennsylvania. Take a look at this. Looking really stellar across the Susquehanna region here. Overnight lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Highs approaching 80 on some of these days here. We approach towards the weekend. Looks like your best day will be Saturday, because Sunday, that's when the clouds come rolling in. We get a little bit of a stationary front, and we could end up having some showers in the area. And heading on into the early portion of next week, we'll be watching the big question mark. That will be the potential for either Karen or that tropical wave, which could be bringing some heavy rain up the spine of the Appalachians. That's going to do it for MeteoMark.